Good morning, everybody. My name is Lauren, and I am a licensed esthetician and skin coach here at Art of Skincare. And today we have a fun video where we get to talk about some of the differences between traditional microneedling and microchanneling or using nano infusion devices. Today specifically, we're going to be talking about the Skin Wand Pro, and I'm going to be showing you some of my favorite serums to use with it that you traditionally shouldn't be using when microneedling, even if you really want to. So to start out, this here is the Skin Wand Pro. Now I will say that right now it's this super pretty pink color. I will say I believe we have about 4 of these left in pink on our shelves right now, and then the manufacturer has actually switched it to a really nice sleek black. So if you love the color pink and you want to have it in this color, then I do encourage you to act fast. But when you receive the Skin Wand Pro, all will remain the same other than the color. So it comes in this box here. And then when you open it up, you have everything that you need for success. So it's going to come with the device itself, as well as 2 cartridges and a little holder. I love this because it simply holds your device while it's charging, and it could be where you leave your device just on its on the counter. And of course it comes with the charging cable as well. Now I already have my cartridge already on, but just to show you, it is really just as simple as just screwing that cartridge into place. So if you are using this for your full face, for doing a full treatment, the way that we are today, this will last you about 3 or 4 uses. If you are using it for more spot treatments, let's say you're really just exclusively wanting to work around the eyes, around the lips, then it can last you a little bit longer, but you do want to switch this out regularly just to make sure that you're getting the best results from this. So what sets the Skin Wand Pro apart from, again, traditional microneedling is that this has tiny silicone needles that work effectively to gently disrupt that surface barrier or that surface tension of the skin to really drive your products even further into the skin, but it does not break the skin. So those needles do not penetrate and break the skin the way that microneedling does. So not only does that make the Skin Wand Pro a very user-friendly device, it makes a really wonderful beginner's device, intermediate's device as well, because you could use this so much more regularly than you could a microneedling stamp or roller. So when you receive your Skin Wand Pro, you want to make sure that you charge it for at least 8 hours, or we like to say charge it overnight before you're using it for the first time. When you go to use it for the first time, you're going to hold this button right here until it turns on, and you can hear it turn on. And then we have 3 different modes. Right now you'll see that it's in the blue mode. This blue mode is the lightest mode. This is what I want to use around my eyes, around the delicate areas, and on top of my lips, anywhere where we're wanting to be extra cautious. We can press it then again, and it goes to that medium setting, that green light right here. This is my all over full face, and that's what we'll be using today. Now, if you wanted to do a full face exfoliation treatment, you would go to the highest setting, clicking it one more time to where the light is showing up as red. Now this here is again going to gently disrupt that surface tension of the skin to help to naturally break apart the surface dull dead skin cells. So after giving yourself a nice hearty treatment, and by hearty I just mean that you go until your skin turns pink, you will notice a couple of days afterwards that you have a little bit of light flaking, particularly in those areas where you have a little bit more to give, so to speak. So I love the multifunctionality of this tool, but again, as promised, today we're going to be using products and ingredients that we might not want to use in a traditional microneedling setting. So one of the most popular questions, truthfully, that we get relative to microneedling or needling in general is, can I microchannel or microstamp or roll on my Caviplla? We get this about the Hop products and about the Dr. Estee products very frequently. So it's in our philosophy that we don't want to introduce anything foreign to the skin when it's in such a delicate or compromised area, just like after we did microneedling. So with that, we want to stick to really nourishing natural ingredients such as neogenesis stem cell cytokines or growth factors such as anti-age, just because those are going to help to heal the skin and work best when the skin has been physically punctured, like with microneedling. If you're wanting to really deeply infuse your Hop or Dr. Estee ingredients, like that polylactic acid that we know and love, the Skin Wand Pro is going to be better suited for you. So today we're going to be using some of my favorite Hop products, as well as some of my favorite Dr. Estee serums. So I am coming to you with a fresh, clean face. When it comes to Caviplla, and we've discussed it before, you want to make sure that your skin is nice and clean. You want to make sure that you're using a nice gel or foam-based cleanser rather than a cream or an oil cleanser. And that's just because the Caviplla will not foam. And if it does not foam, then you're not getting the full benefits of Caviplla. So I have a nice and deep cleansed face. To take it a step further, because I washed my face just a few minutes ago, I'm going to start today by using a treatment tonic just to make sure that any residual oils or debris has left my skin. So we're actually going to start out with one of my favorite Rhonda Allison products, and that's going to be Pumpkin Tonic. Now, ironically, I didn't link this. I just grabbed this on my way out of the office today. But everything that we're discussing today is linked, and you could click on them and go to visit their product profiles. If you're watching us today on YouTube or social media, I highly encourage you to go to artofskincare.com, where you can actually watch this live with us and be a part of this live conversation. So if you have any questions pertaining to the Skin Wand Pro or any of the products that we're using today, please don't hesitate to ask. So I'm just soaking a little toner pad right here, and again, I'm just gonna gently go over. Again, this is just to make sure that I'm removing any and all surface debris and really giving my skin a proper baseline for all of our wonderful serums. Do we have any questions?
Yeah. Joseph always has the best questions.
Yes.
So Joseph Anthony says, why use the Skin Wand when the MTS roller is available? Is the MTS roller a better investment? What would be the benefit of the Skin Wand over the MTS roller?
That is a fantastic question. So the MTS roller has its place. It has a really wonderful place. When we're using the MTS roller or microneedling in general, or the stamps, what we're doing is helping to create, for lack of better phrasing, a controlled wound. And when we're doing that, we're helping to stimulate the production of collagen. We're stimulating that collagen synthesis. And why wouldn't we want that, right? However, our skin is in a really vulnerable state at that time. So it's not that the MTS roller is bad or microneedling is bad. It's that you're limited to the ingredients and the products that you want to have on your skin afterwards. So as I mentioned before, you really want to stick to nourishing ingredients that are bioidentical, that your body's going to recognize. So you're going to want to stick to those stem cell cytokines from neogenesis, those growth factors from anti-age, just because that's going to help to speed up the healing process and further help with that collagen synthesis. Today, we're going to be using really, really great serums, but with non-bioidentical ingredients. So it's not in your skin's best interest to use these products on wounded skin, because your skin isn't going to be able to quite recognize it. So it's just not, your skin's not going to be in the right state for these ingredients. Forgive me, I went on a tangent. But today we're going to be starting off, thank you, Joseph, that's a really great question. Today we did the tone, and moving forward, we're going to start off with two of my favorite ampules from Dr. Estee. So if you've ever used Dr. Estee ampules, you know that they are water weight. They just soak right into the skin, but I want the benefits of both of these really driven into my skin. So the first that we're starting with is MGF. So this is our snail mucin 9 peptide formula that is really just going to further hydrate my skin and give it that nourishment. If you are someone that is sensitive to scent, this is a great product for you. It has no scent to it whatsoever. And so right there is, I would say, a full vial. I'm going to take about half of that. And I'm going to put this all over. So it's important to remember that with Caviplla, we don't want any oil-based serums. We don't want any creamy serums underneath it. Caviplla is beautiful, but she is as beautiful as she is temperamental. So we want to make sure that we're feeding her, setting her up for success, okay? So after this, I'm going to another one of my favorite ampules from Dr. Estee, and that's going to be the Azuline. So Azuline is super soothing. It's antibacterial, it's anti-inflammatory, but what's really wonderful is while I'm not breaking out right now, I do feel like I have a little bit of inflammation kind of chronically in my cheeks. So this anti-inflammatory solution is going to be fantastic. But for those of you that suffer from blemishes, this is kind of tangential, but if you suffer from blemishes, this is a really wonderful serum to add to your arsenal because of its natural properties, but also because it helps to reduce breakouts as well as regulate your sebum production. So if you're someone that feels a little bit out of balance, or if you feel like out of nowhere you're a little bit more oily than usual, this could be a really great serum for you. And so again, I'm just working that all over.
I've got another question before you dive into your treatment.
Please.
So Coco wants to know, is microneedling good for hyperpigmentation? She has no acne or any other problems with her skin, just hyperpigmentation.
That's a really great question. So I would say that yes, microneedling could be great for hyperpigmentation. I would say that I would encourage you to partner with one of our skin coaches like myself, or like MJ or Morgan, just to make sure that that really is the best path for you. Because in some cases, again, we're creating that controlled wound, right? Because we're helping with that collagen induction. So microneedling is a collagen induction treatment. In some cases, for some skin types, that trauma, so to speak, can lead to post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. If you don't have a history of blemishes, I'd say that you're in the clear, but I always like to err on the side of caution. So I say take advantage of our free skincare checkups. You could find them in the reward center when you're logged in, and that will just give you peace of mind that you're on the right path, just kind of in general with your skincare journey, because you'll be partnered again with one of our Esties who will take a look at your treatments that you have at home and tell you exactly when microneedling would be great for you and the frequency of it. So I think that that's a really great system that we offer, and it's free. Let's see here. Okay, so before we get into our Caviplla, I have a little bit of a sneak peek. And it's not a sneak peek, actually. It was just released today. So this is the Hiva Talks Gold Eye Lift Cream. And I know that I said not to use creams. I feel like this is more like a gel and a cream had a baby. It's really lightweight. But this here has a lot of Korean grown botanicals, some of which we know and love, like Centella asiatica, which is a really soothing anti-inflammatory antioxidant. It also has gold flakes in it that do dissolve. It has that head, that little applicator that we know and love from the other Hop Eye cream. And I am going to be applying this today so that we could further work this into the skin. Now let's see here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this applied. Now I'm leaving it a little bit gloopier than I typically would just because we're talking today and I want to make sure that my skin doesn't soak up everything while we're talking. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my Caviplla. Oh no. Bear with me, guys. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to put on our Caviplla. It's important to remember we don't want to rub. We just want to set the Caviplla onto the skin. And there we go. We could already start to see her foaming. And this is when we're going to get started. So I'm going to start around the eyes. Again, when we're working on the eyes, we want to go onto that first setting. So we're going to hold this till it turns on. We're going to take that blue. I'm going to take just a little bit of, I'm going to pull my skin back just a little bit taut. And I'm going to work in small circular motions just until I feel the areas turning pink. Now, this is not uncomfortable at all. It does not hurt. It really just feels like I have really gentle silicone needles pushing into the skin. So it's a very, very light pressure. I'm not applying any pressure. I'm just letting the device do its job. Beautiful. I'm already turning a little bit pink in that area. I'm going to go just a little bit more. Now this is particularly a great movement for those that are experiencing cross-hatching. So cross-hatching is going to be where we have those fine lines or wrinkles that are both coming horizontally and vertically. So this is going to help to address that. We're going to move to the other eye. Again, just barely holding the skin taut. And something that I've been working on personally is this fine line right here. I've discussed it in some more recent lives. I'm going to be concentrated on that area just a little bit. I have noticed it become a little bit more prominent, or perhaps it's just in my head, but I feel that I've noticed it become a little bit more prominent, but it's something that I've always kind of had my eye on, and I think it's because I'm such a heavy side sleeper. And I particularly sleep on my right-hand side, so that is something that I have been working on. So we've worked in our eye products. Now what we're going to do is switch to the green setting, and that's when I'm going to be working on that Caviplla. And again, we're just going to work in small sections. Right now I'm going to start onto my cheeks, and we're just working in small circular motions. If you start to feel that your skin is getting dry, there's one of two things that you can do. I have combination skin leaning towards the drier side. So what I would typically do is work in sections. So I would typically apply that cavi just to 1/2 of my face at a time. But in this case, when I've put it all over, it could be in your best interest to keep a hydrating mist nearby just to help re-wet the area so that you're maintaining that slip. This isn't something that would feel very comfortable if you're using it on dry skin, so I would just say to re-wet the skin with your hydrating mist if you're starting to feel that serum dissipate. You do want to have a little bit of a slip.
Do you need a mist?
I do need a mist. Thank you. Have a little bit more slip in this area. And so right now I'm just doing small sections on the nose. I think there's a moisture mist in
there are 3 glide gels.
It's okay, guys. If I have to apply a little bit. Oh, beautiful. We have Isocell. We know her. We love her. We're just going to spritz a little bit. Oh, that works beautifully, Celine. I know. Forgive me, guys. If I was thinking properly this morning, I would have grabbed a Sculptra mist. But it's okay. We have Isocell. Just completely off topic, but Isocell is just the spritz of the year. Anytime you need her, she's around. My husband has a really gnarly bug bite right now, and it's been his only saving grace. And so in this area, I'm not feeling the need to pull when I can simply move my mouth to the sides to create a tighter area here. And Celine, you can let me know any questions if they're coming through.
So Joseph has some good technical questions.
Yes, please.
What charger does the skin wand use? How long do you typically charge it for, and how long do you feel like it keeps that charge?
That's a really great question, excuse me. Let me turn this off for just a quick second. So this is a USB-C. Forgive me, I was just charging it last night. It's a USB-C. It does not come with the charging dock. Or with a charging dock, excuse me. So you're going to need to have a charging dock. Any standard will work, and that uses a standard USB. But this, would you say it's a USB-C?
It does.
Yeah, so this is a USB-C. And then the other part of it is a USB that plugs into just any standard charging port.
And it does come with a cord, a charging cord.
Yes, it comes with a cord.
The dock that plugs in the wall.
Exactly. And then, so like I said, when you're first starting out with this, I would say, I'm going to re-wet the other side of my face. When you're first starting out with this, I would say to let it charge overnight or for at least 8 hours before you're using it. I don't use this every day. I would use this maybe 2 to 3 times a week if I'm just going for product penetration the way that I'm doing today. So I tend to charge mine between treatments. So I'll tell you what, Joseph, I will actually play with it and see how many treatments without charging I can get, and I will personally let you know, and we can put that up on the product page when we figure that out as well. But again, because I'm not using this every day like I would the MBK Wave or my eye rejuvenator, it's not something that I've particularly paid close attention to, but I've never had it run out of battery in the middle of a treatment. I hope that helps.
And Jenny wants to know, if you are using Caviplla and not using a device, do you want to rub it in with your hands when it starts to foam, or do you let it sit?
That is such a good question. So you want for Caviplla to have her time to shine. So like I did earlier, we applied it and we just let it have a moment. We let it froth. And then once it's frothed, then you can go over and gently rub it in. But it's one of those two where you want to make sure that you're getting that frothing beforehand, just to make sure that you're getting the full benefits of your Caviplla. Last area. And so with this one, you can see that my skin's kind of moving around. And because I don't have the option to just go, I am going to hold this area just a little bit taut, and I'm going to work in smaller sections. This is a particularly great device for somebody who has sensitive skin and is concerned about different forms of exfoliation. So if you're someone that is sensitive and you're like, I just haven't been able to find an exfoliant that's gentle enough, a physical exfoliant that's gentle enough for me, this could be a great option for you. Because again, you have full control over that manual exfoliation. You're not applying any pressure, you're just letting the device do its job, but you are helping to gently disrupt that surface tension of the skin to where you can have some mild flaking for a couple of days afterwards, when again, you're using that red setting for that exfoliation. We're sticking to the blue today because we're just doing that product penetration.
So what if you have acne? Where in your routine can you use this?
That's a great question. So if you have active inflamed acne, I would not recommend using this over those areas. You could still use it as a spot treating. So if you, let's say, know that you're breaking out along the jawline, but like your eyes, for instance, are okay, and that's a concern area of yours, then you can just spot treat with this device. We do not recommend to use something that's going to disrupt that surface tension of the skin when you are actively inflamed. If you have non-inflamed acne, I would encourage you to check in with your skin coach or write into us just so that we could get our eyes on your skin to make a better, more customized assessment. But again, I would just avoid those areas if you are actively breaking out.
And then Claudia mentioned, we haven't mentioned this yet, Claudia wants to know when the summer sale ends.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so, well, Celine, what would you say? So this summer sale doesn't have a definitive end date. That,
we have two things.
Okay, so we have sorry, forgive me. If you look on our website, we have a summer sale tab. And there are a lot of really wonderful products that you can take advantage of while they are on sale. However, that is completely separate from the sale that we have going on right now. So we have a rewards tier sale going on. So depending on the tier that you are, we have glowing, we have vibrant, and we have radiant. Each of those tiers have specific brands attributed to them to where you can get 15% off, 18% off, or 20% off of those brands. What's really wonderful, and you know that we love our rewards program, is that if you are, let's say, in the vibrant tier, then you get access to to that 18% off of all of those brands under that column, as well as all of the brands in the glowing column. And if you are a radiant member of ours, you get 20% off of all of those brands, including Neogenesis, in that column, as well as the vibrant and glowing. And that, my friends, goes on through this next Monday, Labor Day, and it does end that evening.
But the summer sale page doesn't have a definitive end date. We've been throwing things in there. It's a fun place to check out every time you come to the website.
Exactly. So just in case you didn't hear Celine, the summer sale tab on our website that you may have noticed we've had for a little while now is just something we've really been having fun with. We're throwing products on there. So if you see something on there that's at a great price, snag it up, take advantage, and that does not have a definitive end date at this time. So I just finished, as you can tell, I'm nice and pink. I did stop in some areas where it might not look like I'm totally pink, but I can definitely feel a little bit of activity. So at the end of the day, always listen to your skin. So I feel like if I were to go a little bit more, I might risk a little bit of flaking. But again, today, I'm not going for exfoliation. I'm going for product penetration. So now that we have infused that MGF, that Ozoline, and that Caviplla, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my moisturizer. Now, this is another important note, is that if I was doing a traditional microneedling with the MTS roller or perhaps the Anti-Age stamps, I would actually leave my skin be for at least 2 hours before applying my moisturizer. And in that case, I would typically use something like the Anti-Age moisturizer or Barrier Renewal from Neogenesis. In this case, however, I really don't have to let my skin take a break. It's ready to go on to the next step. So I brought 2 moisturizers to share with you all today, both of which have a special place in my heart. So the Aqua Infusion Water Drop Cream from Dr. Essay. This, my friends, if you are someone that needs a moisturizer but doesn't like the feel of a traditional moisturizer, you feel like everything just feels too heavy on you, like the name suggests, this feels like a drop of water on your skin. It is so incredibly lightweight, but it's very, very hydrating. So even for someone like me with more combination dry skin, I've had a lot of fun using this during the day, and I do find that it does provide me with enough moisture depending on the supporting products that I'm using. So for today, for example, I've used really nice hydrating, soothing ingredients. So this would provide me with enough hydration, especially depending on the SPF that I chose. However, today I am going to choose the Rejuvenating Cream from Dr. Estee. This one has a little bit more of a weight to it. It's very, very soothing, but it still has a really nice, almost like cream to gel consistency to it. So, and it does have some of those plant fibers, so you can see how it breaks up like that. So we're going to apply this all over. And as you can see, it gives the skin a really, really lovely glow. This is particularly great for those that might have more sensitive skin types. If you're prone to redness, prone to rosacea, this is a really lovely cream for you. And again, it's really, really hydrating, but it doesn't feel heavy. It has a heavier weight to it than the water drop infusion does, but it doesn't feel thick or greasy, but it is really wonderful for sensitive skin types. Now, finally, I'm going to apply SPF. It is still daytime after all, and a favorite one that I've been finding recently is actually Sun Protection Ultra Repair from Dr. Estee. This one is a really lovely creamy consistency, feels a little bit like a hydrator on its own, and it might just be in my head, but this here has a little bit of a green tint to it, so I feel like it helps to mute a little bit of the redness that I tend to have in my cheeks. But if you are a hyper minimalist, this could substitute as your moisturizer and SPF because it is very, very creamy and delivers really great hydration as well. And there we are. That's our treatment for today. Do we have any other questions, Celine?
No.
Nope, beautiful. So just as a recap, today we went over an alternative to traditional microneedling when you're wanting to use really lovely ingredients that might not be bioidentical, but ingredients that you want to infuse into the skin. So today we featured the Skin Wand Pro, as well as two of my favorite Dr. Estee ampules. That is the Ozoline and the MGF Renewal. Now let's say you have the Dr. Estee Heil ampule. That would work beautifully as well. Any of the Dr. Estee ampules are all water weight and would work beautifully for you to use with the Skin Wand Pro. Again, just make sure that you're using it on wet skin. You want to make sure that you're maintaining a nice slip onto the skin. And you're just going to go with the blue, excuse me, let's see. We're gonna go with the green. So blue is for around the eyes. Green is for full face product penetration. And then if you're going red, that is going to be your weekly exfoliant. So be mindful of the other exfoliants that you're incorporating into your routine for that week. I hope that you've all enjoyed this live. Please join us again this coming Thursday for our acne lives with Celine. And if you have any questions that we didn't answer today, please don't hesitate to reach out to our live chat.